Hello, preschoolers. How are you today? I hope everyone's fine. Let's sing hello together. My hand says hello. My hand says hello. Every time I see my friends, my hand says hello. Let's try hola. My hand says hola. My hand says hola. Every time I see my friends, my hand says hola. Let's sing ni hao. My hand says ni hao. My hand says ni hao. Every time I see my friends, my hand says ni hao. Let's try konnichiwa. My hand says konnichiwa. My hand says konnichiwa. Every time I see my friends, my hand says konnichiwa. And salam alaikum. My hand says salam alaikum. My hand says salam alaikum. Every time I see my friends, my hand says salam alaikum. Hello, everybody. Well, we need to find out what day it is today. So we'll look at our calendar, and we're still in the month of September, September. That's right. We have lots of days of September, so let's count so we can get to the day that we're on today. 1, 2, 3, shiny there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's the last day that we had class. And yesterday was, 22. 2 and 2 makes 22. So today, what comes after 22? 23. So 2 and 3 makes 23. So today is Wednesday, September 23. Can you say that with me? Today is Wednesday, September 23. And remember the days of the week song? Let's sing it together. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in the week. And today is this one, Wednesday. All right, let's get our alphabet ready so we can practice the ABC song. You ready to sing with me? All right, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? And do you remember the sound for our letter of the week? That's A, and it makes a sound for apple. Can you say that with me? A is for apple. Good job. Well, this week, we've been learning a little bit about ourselves. And today we're going to talk a little bit about our names, because everybody has their own name, and names make us a little bit special. And I have a story today about a mouse who has kind of a long name. She has lots of letters in her name. Her name is Chrysanthemum. Should we see how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters. That's a lot of letters in Chrysanthemum's name. Let's find out what happens to Chrysanthemum in our story. I think I need my reading glasses. All right, here we go. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. There's baby Chrysanthemum when she was born. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was. Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. Do you like your name? I hope you do. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written with ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it herself with her fat orange crayon. She wrote her name. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect, and then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum, school. But when Mrs. Chudd, the teacher, took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. So the teacher is calling out all the children's names to see who's there. She says, Don, Eve, Lois, Al, Les, Kay, Max, Sue, Bill, Pat, Tom, Sam, Ken, Joe, Rita, Victoria, and Chrysanthemum. And when she said Chrysanthemum, the children laughed. I wonder why they laughed. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Oh, they think her name is kind of silly, so they're laughing at it. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful, so now she doesn't like her name. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chudd that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. We know that because we just counted the letters in her name, didn't we? That's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chudd. Now put your head down. You're supposed to be taking a nap. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is beautiful, and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup. What's your favorite dinner? Ooh, that sounds good. and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and a Parcheesi game that she played with her mom and dad. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was June. It was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. Look, she's writing her name in the dirt. C-H-R, and then I think there's Y and S. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. Oh, Lily, you need to not sit on my ABC chart. Okay. Lily, you coming to visit today? The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, "A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things." "Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria," said Mrs. Chudd. "Now put your head down." "I just cannot believe your name," Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. "Neither can I," thought Chrysanthemum miserably. They're just not being nice to her, poor Chrysanthemum. "Welcome home," said her mother. "Welcome home," said her father. "School is no place for me," said Chrysanthemum. "They said I even looked like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me." "Oh, pish," said her mother. "They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced," said her father. "Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours?" said her mother. "After all, it's absolutely perfect," said her father. So her mother thinks that they're jealous. That means that the girls that are making fun of Chrysanthemum's name wish that they had a name like Chrysanthemum's. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle, just a little bit, better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting. Do you like chocolate cake? I do. And another evening filled with hugs and kisses and a Parcheesi game. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum flower. She sprouted leaves and petals. Oh, this is a chrysanthemum flower. Kind of like this on the cover. That's also a chrysanthemum flower. She sprouted leaves and petals, and Victoria picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. So she dreamed she was a flower and Victoria was picking all her petals off. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. "Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum," the flowers seemed to say. Oh, she's walking in the rain with her yellow umbrella. That morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They really like her. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales, so she taught them how to sing, and then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger, and Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. She's going to be a flower in the play. "Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy," Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Aww. They're making fun of her again. Poor Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. "What's so humorous?" asked Mrs. Twinkle. "Chrysanthemum," was the answer. "Her name is so long," said Joe. "It scarcely fits on her name tag," said Rita, pointing. "I'm named after my grandmother," said Victoria. "She's named after a flower." "My name is long," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It is," said Joe. "My name would scarcely fit on a name tag," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It would," said Rita, pointing. "And," said Mrs. Twinkle, "I'm named after a flower too." "You are?" said Victoria. "Yes," said Mrs. Twinkle. "My name is Delphinium, Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl," because she's a baby in her tummy, "I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect." Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. I think she likes her name again because the teacher says it's a beautiful name. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. "Call me Marigold," said Joe. "I'm Carnation," said Rita, pointing. "My name is Lily of the Valley," said Victoria. Now they all want to have names like flowers. Maybe Chrysanthemum's mother was right. Maybe they were jealous because Chrysanthemum has such a pretty name. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. She's very happy with her name again. Overall, the class musical was a huge success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She completely forgot her lines as the dainty fairy queen. Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of the flowers. Eventually, Mrs. Twinkle gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and of course, she named her Chrysanthemum. There's Mrs. Twinkle's baby, Chrysanthemum. And there's our friend Chrysanthemum from the story. And that is the end of the story of Chrysanthemum and her very long, very nice name. Well, what I would like you to do today, because we're talking about our names for homework, in your pack of school supplies, you should have a long strip of paper that has your name written on it. I wrote your name on a long piece of heavy paper, and it has a plastic coating over it. So what I would like you to do is practice writing your name. And you can take the markers that came in your kit, because I think they're washable markers. If you'd like to, you can practice tracing right on top of the letters of your name, because your markers are washable and because there's a plastic coating on your name, you can write your name right on top of the letters, and then just take like a wet paper towel and wipe it off and dry it, and then you can do it again. So you can practice your name that way, or if you'd like, you can take a piece of paper and you can look at your name the way it's written and copy the letters and practice writing it that way too. And if you already know how to write your name, you can practice writing it and maybe take your markers and decorate around the letters in your name. So have fun practicing writing your name, and if you want to send me a picture of your work, you can do that too. And just a quick reminder to parents to please let me know when you've watched the video so I can put that in your child's attendance. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again on Friday when we have our next Zoom class meeting. So I'll see you on Friday. Goodbye, everybody.